Hello Chocks and Chocolates and in between, Roberto here for another video review. It's the last in the Aero Melts trilogy. This time it's the orange flavour. So I've had the regular ones and then the caramel ones, and now we've got the orange ones. Yeah, feel the bubbles melt. So basically it's sort of Aero chocolate in button form. Basically Aero is a chocolate bar that's aerated on the inside, covered in chocolate, by which I mean it's got lots of lovely air pockets, air bubbles like that. And these are obviously the little counter button versions of them. Now one bone of contention I've found, a lot of people might complain, and sometimes I do, look at too much when I'm reading chocolate rather than just taste it. But obviously it's for reasons like this. You can see here an 86 gram bag, and the camel one is as well, camel versions, but the regular ones are 92. See, and it equates to about basically 4 buttons less per pack. And obviously to Nestlé, who produce thousands if not millions of these packs, that's going to be quite a lot of a saving over time. And I just can't grasp why they've done it. I mean, it just seems stupid. I mean, if you're from a financial perspective and you like work for Nestlé, you'd think, well, just make them all 86 grams. I don't agree with that, but then at least it means they're all the same, and then people won't notice any difference, like myself, for instance. But surely, you know, the flavour can't cost that much that they feel they have to put 4 less in a pack, or you know, however many it averages out at. You know what I mean? Just it can't be, can it? It can't cost them that much money. And obviously the weight, you might say, well, it weighs more, but you know, and you get less. But obviously, it would still expect a 92 gram bag if it not just contained less, if, you know, fewer counters, bubbles, if it actually resulted in them weighing more. And that, you know, it's just a flavouring inside the chocolate, isn't it? So it's not going to make them weigh more. So very bizarre, that really, very strange. I mean, I'm glad that we at least do get 92 grams in the regular ones, but it's just a bizarre decision. Well, they just make them all weigh 92 grams. I think that's what you should really do. And there's no reason that, really, I would say that these ones that have got a flavouring should have less in them, or fewer in them. But if you were working for Nestlé, you'd think you'd just say, well, make them all 86 grams, you know, let's just save ourselves even more money if we're that bothered about it. It just seems just a stupid decision from their side and from our side. I just don't get it at all. Very strange. But anyway, let's have a look at it further. It's obviously nice looking packaging, like the caramel one. It's got, rather than caramel coloured ones or brownie coloured ones, it's got orange bubbles here. Nice bright packaging. Orange is always a good flavour for this kind of thing. Strange how the mint flavour is absent from this range of Aero products. You know, they do have it in another variety. You have I think it's basically they're sort of spheres of chocolate, basically, or spheres of Aero in mint form. And I do see those sort of sold alongside these, so maybe that's what it is. They just thought, well, we've got a similar product already, and you know, it would just mean one working against the other. So maybe that's why they've done it. But yeah, so I think that's probably what it is, really. But just is a shame you don't get the mint one as well. So orange flavoured smooth bubbly milk chocolate pieces. Milk chocolate contains cocoa size 14% minimum and vegetable fat in addition to cocoa butter. Orange flavoured smooth bubbly milk chocolate pieces. Milk chocolate contains milk size 14% minimum and vegetable fats in addition to cocoa butter. So it's got palm oil there, palm fat even. I think it's the same thing for all intents and purposes. Important, young children less than 4 years have limited chewing ability and could choke on small sweets, so bear that in mind. Aerochocolate.co.uk, Cocoa Plan. Working with the Rainforest Alliance to support cocoa farmers and their communities. Find more at ra.org. So it's vegetarians. It's got tetracycle information on there, but basically you can't recycle it. Not recycled by most councils. Throw it in the bin, basically. 86 gram bag, as we mentioned. In touch with Nestlé if you're happy or if you're not. Know your servings. 12 sweets is 1 serving. Per 100 grams, 531 calories, 30.1 grams of fat, 17.8 of which are saturates. Per 12 sweets, which is a serving, 127 calories, 7.2 grams of fat, 4.3 of which are saturates. I like the way they try to make it, you know, sort of subconsciously make you share the pack rather than eat it all yourself. I mean, most people probably would eat it all themselves. And it even goes a bit further with saying with others, with a movie as a treat on the back. There we go, yeah. Also, the reason I realised there was fewer chocolates in this one, or there must be, because basically with the 92 gram pack, I worked out that there must be around 48 sweets in it, because it would nearly equate to 100 grams calories times the sweets. But then I thought, well, if it's only 86 grams, that can't work in this case. And I thought, well, I'm sure it worked in the first pack I reviewed, and then I realised why there was a difference. So there we go, strange really, but yeah. All right, well, let's get into these and give them an open, see how many there are actually in the pack. I'm expecting around 42, I think, is the gist of it. 42, 43. So let's find out. Let's do it. Let's give them an open. Okay, everyone, going to give these Aero Orange Melts an open. Yes, let's get straight into them, shall we? Let's do it. So, tear here, it says. Convenient. It's time recording. I've done about 915 reviews, believe it or not, if not more. So, if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. In the top right hand corner, I'll put a link to a few other playlists, such as all the ones I've reviewed, all the chocolates I've reviewed. So, some Aero ones and maybe orange chocolate ones and related ones, basically, that you might also enjoy. So, check those out after you've watched this one. And, yeah, I think you should enjoy those as well. Right, so, there we go. See? Ooh, a very nice orange chocolatey smell coming from it. I like that. But you can see the way it's over half empty, and don't forget we did have this bit on top. So I know obviously if you spread them out they'd flatten out and fill across the bag, but generally you're going to see them or find them like this. So yeah, a bit disappointing there. But look quite nice, and you see they were quite chunky buttons as well. Definitely look like those wooden buttons you used to have when you were a kid, or at least I did back in the 80s. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's reveal my age there a bit, but yeah, there we go. Oop. So we've rolled off to the side. Okay, so as I say, so a bit warm today, so some of these are slightly melting a bit. Okay. Alright, so we've got them all out there. Left one in the first pack I opened, the regular chocolate ones, but we've got them all out this time. Right, so as I say, let's divide them up and see how many we've got. Looking for, I reckon, 42, 43, I reckon they'll be. We'll find out. Okay, some of these are doubled up, so they might look like there's only one, but there's two. Not there, for instance. Okay, so we've got 43, I think. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 40, 43. Yeah, so as I say, the originals had 47, basically. So it's 4 less, 4 fewer. So, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's an intentional number of counters or buttons or whatever you want to call them, fewer. So, yeah. So, so per 12 sweets, don't forget that's your portion. That's 127 calories, 7.2 grams of fat, 4.3 of which are saturates. So there you go. So that's basically this amount here, just a bit. Okay, let's give them a quick measure then. So measure the others in the series, it's going to be pretty much the same, but obviously you might not have seen those. So you can see here, they are pretty uniform. They will fluctuate slightly in size, but let's see, 2.6 roughly diameter. 2.6, 2.7 in some cases, but roughly 2.6. About 6 millimeters in height. There we go. Okay, you can see it's a bit melty. Bit of chocolate on my fingers. Okay, let's snap one in half. I don't think there's any pre-snapped, so we'll just there we go. Same as before, really. You can see lots of lovely little bubbles there. And you can see they're a lot smaller than regular Aero bars as well. I guess that's probably because they've had to reduce the size of them because of the smaller buttons, but than the actual bar. But I prefer that. I think it's nicer that they're a bit smaller. Looks pretty good. I prefer it. I usually prefer Whisper sized bubbles, Cadbury's Whisper bubbles than Aero ones. So I like the fact that these are a bit smaller here. More similar to Whisper actually. Okay, well I think it's time to give these a taste. So let's do it. Let's give them a taste. Okay, everyone, going to give these Nestlé Aero Orange Melts a taste. So we've done the other two in the series, them being the regular chocolate ones and the caramel flavoured ones. So this is the orange ones. I'm expecting these to be probably the nicest of the three because I do like orange flavour chocolate. So we'll find out. Yeah, let's give one a go. Let's do it. A nice refreshing orange taste there, as you'd expect. Nestlé milk chocolate, like I was saying in the original one, is not the best milk chocolate. It works in some cases. I quite like it in Yorkies for some reason. Even though it's just a block of chocolate. And Nestlé Kit Kat Chunkies as well, I do like. But Aeros, regular Aeros, I'm not a massive fan of them really. While I do quite like the sort of aerated chocolate, I found that the milk chocolate's just not the best. But when it's flavoured like this, obviously that does help a lot. Nice. I like these. It's a nice flavour to have. I mean, it's still not the best chocolate. You can tell it's not the best chocolate, but you get a nice velvety smoothness to it. It melts in the mouth quite nicely. But as I say, you get that added orange taste as well, which I think works really well. It's a synthetic taste, of course. It's not a million miles away from Terry's chocolate orange. It's that kind of orange flavour, so it's nice. But it's obviously a flavouring. But I think that's fine. So I've got a caramel one here. Let's double one of the caramel ones up with the orange one and see what that's like. I don't know if it'll work. Let's see. Interesting. Interesting taste that. I'm not against it. I think that's quite nice. I don't know if I'd like it every time. It just gives it a bit of a nice quirk. You get the caramel's not quite as strong. You get a bit of an orange caramel flavour there. It's actually quite nice to do that. Probably recommend giving that a go. I don't know if I probably prefer the orange ones on their own, I think, generally, but that's a bit of a nice quirk. I think the orange ones for me, it's a bit of a nice alternative there, and I think quite interesting. Yeah, quite like that. Obviously, pairing them with the original ones, I think is a bit of a waste of time. The ones that don't have a flavouring, there's not really much point to that, really. But yeah, caramel ones, not too bad. Interesting. Interesting to do that. Orange caramel flavour to an extent. Yeah. But the orange ones are my favourite for sure. Let's say they have all the, it's basically the same as your ones, just with an orange flavour. That's, you can't beat about the bush there. It's got a velvety texture. It melts in the mouth. The bubbles are quite small and it works quite well as a result of that. I prefer that, I think. So it really does melt in the mouth. There's not much of a bite there to this, unlike, I guess, with the regular Aero bar, full-size one, which gives you a bit more of a bite, a bit more of a texture. But yeah, pretty nice these ones. As I say, the orange flavour, it's like a Terry's chocolate orange. It's not a real orange taste as such, but it's a nice orange flavour. I like that flavour in chocolate. These are pretty good. These are definitely the best of the bunch. Could they stretch, to a 4 out of 5? I'm not too sure. I think, let's just give another one a go. I'm not too sure. I don't think so. They have all the same characteristics as the other one. Sort of melt in the mouth. It's very moussey, like chocolate mousse like product. The sort of refrigerated products you get. As they melt in the mouth, very velvety. The bubbles are lovely. I really like the effect that has. And there's not much of a bite in this, as I say, because the bubbles are so small and the buttons themselves are quite small as well. I like the combination of them working with the caramel as well. I think that's quite interesting. You're putting a caramel button together, or counter, or melt, or whatever, with the orange one. I think that gives a nice, interesting taste. It's a bit of a curio, really. I don't think it's going to sort of make you think, oh wow, I found a hidden product here that's so much nicer. Let's have another than the two individually. Let's have another go. It's interesting. It's worth doing. That's a bit of variety, and I think it sort of tones down the caramel taste a bit as well, which works well. Let's say, yeah, orange caramel. It's nice that. I think it's on a par. It's better than the caramel ones. That combination for sure. Maybe not quite as good as the orange ones on their own, but yeah, interesting. But yeah, let's say these ones got all the same characteristics of the regular ones and the caramel ones. That chocolate moussey texture. It's very velvety, melts in the mouth. It's pretty lovely, really. The relatively poor Nestlé milk chocolate's mitigated by the fact that it's orange flavoured, so you get a lot of that. But I don't think the flavouring, as nice as it is enough to push it to be a 4 out of 5. So for me, it's still a 3.5 out of 5, but still nice. It doesn't push it far enough to be a 4 out of 5. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Check out the YouTube member program. Great to support the channel, really is. Check all the links so they're appearing on the screen now. If not there now, they will be shortly. Leave a like, leave a comment as well. Always great to hear from you and always do my best to reply. Subscribe if you haven't already, as I say, and have a great day as well. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya. Bye.